Good morning. Does anyone know what this is? Clever, clever. Snake. Does anyone know the importance of this flag? It's the Gadsden flag. It was produced, developed by the early American colonists. And what they wanted was a government that served the people, not the people serving the government. And that's extremely important because Donald Trump has come out and said he is a voice for freedom. And what have we got in this country? We have got Jackie Trad, the trade minister in Queensland, talking of our largest trading partner, one of our largest trading partners, saying that she won't do trade deals with Donald Trump. She said that yesterday. And then we had Julie Bishop, the foreign minister of our country, saying that she would prefer to deal with Hillary Clinton. And then we had the New South Wales Parliament pass a motion recently saying that Donald Trump is a slug, S-L-U-G. The conventional parties that Donald Trump is dismantling, he's dismantling the establishment, and what we have is only one nation, Pauline Hanson's One Nation, capable of dealing with Donald Trump's presidency. And I'll be going across Queensland in the near future, Western Queensland, Northern Queensland, into the regions, and then I'll be connecting with the Trump presidency because I've already had connections made and invitations approaching us to connect with the Trump presidency. So this is a very important voice for freedom, and that's what we need in this country because this symbolizes the rise of people. We need a people's movement in our country. We need to restore government as a service to the people. I am a servant to the people of Queensland and Australia. Very clear, very clear. He's anti-establishment. The American people, and this is really important for me, what I've seen all along is that the American people have at last woken up and said, there is a problem in America. They don't know what it is yet. They haven't figured it out directly, but they know there's a problem. And they know that the establishment has caused it, and they know that the establishment will not solve it. Trump is facing the banks, he's facing the UN, he's facing unfair trade deals, he's facing legislation that has crippled America over many, many years.
What do you think the fallout, I suppose, will be for America and Australian relations?
The fallout, I think any country that has a freedom government, which is what Trump will bring in, will be wonderful to deal with. Because it'll dismantle some of the same problems that we're facing, the establishment, the elites in this country. We're starting to hear the word elites now entering the vocabulary of this country. I think even the Prime Minister mentioned it.
What do you think the reaction of the American people will be if Donald Trump is removed from office? There are court cases against him if he's impeached. How do you think the American people will react to that?
The American people see hope at last. Barack Obama talked about hope, but it was all nonsense. It was just a sham. He's just another front for the elites, for the establishment. President Trump, or President-elect Trump, will be the real deal. And the American people will not like their choice being taken away.
Do you think that Australia should take a leaf out of some of Trump's policies on Muslim immigration?
We already have, in terms of Pauline Hanson's One Nation, we are using that policy. We want to prevent any further Islamic immigration until we've sorted out what Islam really is, because it's an ideology. We've also got similar policies in terms of restoring fair trade rather than trade deals that are trade pacts that are restricting trade. We also have policies very similar to Donald Trump wanting to reinvigorate manufacturing, reinvigorate agriculture, reinvigorate our country. Donald Trump wants to take on the banks, so does Pauline Hanson's One Nation Party. Donald Trump wants to restore the Constitution, and so does Pauline Hanson's One Nation Party. I've travelled through all 50 states of America when I worked there. All 50 states. I've lived in 8 of them, worked in 8 of them. I've lived in many states of this country. I haven't actually counted it up, but I've been through all states of this country. I've worked in all but one, and our countries are so similar. And what I was really inspired, I get goosebumps thinking about this. When I go back to America, back to my trip through America, 50 states, you could see the sniff of freedom that was everywhere. And those American founding fathers are unique in the world. And they developed a constitution that said, let's have a minimal central government and sovereign states, a federation of sovereign states, And our founding fathers copied that basic premise. And in both countries that's been destroyed. We now have powerful central government that is destroying people's lives. We need to restore our constitution, a federation of independent states, and that's what Trump's going to do as well.
Donald Trump has been under fire for being disrespectful towards women. Do you endorse his behaviour?
I think what you're really saying is that Donald Trump has been misrepresented in the media. You know, there's another amazing parallel. I was working in the United States when President Reagan came to power. And President Reagan followed one of the most destructive presidents ever, Jimmy Carter. And Jimmy Carter crippled that country. And when I went over there, I was stunned. These wonderful people, and Americans are wonderful people just like Australians. They value freedom, they value interaction, and they value freedom of speech. And the American people were walking around with their chins on their chests, and I couldn't get over it. And Reagan just lifted them up. Within 12 months, they were on top again. And that's what Trump can do. But what I noticed is that when I came back to Australia, despite seeing the remarkable work that Reagan had done, the Australian media were maligning Reagan, maligning him. And that's what they've done here. And they continued to malign Reagan all through his presidency, despite him doing remarkable things. And Trump is the same. The Trump that we are reported on in this country is not the real Donald Trump.
He's been accused by multiple women of sexually harassing them. Do you think that that is appropriate behaviour for someone who wants to be leader of the free world?
And are you going to say the other side of the story, which is that he has denied all of those and that he is going to take some of those women to court for lying about him?
What about
That's also an accusation, isn't it? Are you going to report that?
What about his comments?
Or is it only a one-way street in the media?
In the Access Hollywood interview where he made that quite offensive remark
I'm sorry, I don't know which interview you're talking about.
on the campaign bus?
We also
No, I don't watch much TV for the reasons I've just explained because I can't rely on the media.
I'm
Honestly,
sure you've
no.
answered questions about that.
No, I have not.
So what about a recording? It's a recording where he said he will touch women because he's rich and powerful. It's a recording.
You know, was that taken out of context? I don't understand that at all because there are so many things that I know have been misreported. We have an amazing. I'm going to say this one thing. We have got a meeting. We have got a meeting with Pauline Hanson's One Nation Party right now. But we have two North Americans here at the moment. We've brought them out to deal with the climate change issues, this climate change scam. One of them is an American, the other is a Canadian. They both speak very highly of Donald Trump. They were looking forward to anticipating his victory. They sensed what the people were doing. And Tony Heller said that Donald Trump is repeatedly misrepresented in the media. And also the polls that all you people spread around have been sampling largely Democrats. And when you've got false polls, no wonder all the polls were wrong. Donald Trump is about facts trumping projections. And it's the same in the climate scam over here. We are now putting the facts in the open, and the facts are trumping the false projections that have been pushed before. So we're seeing this as a wonderful opportunity to restore freedom. And for us, as Pauline Hanson's One Nation Party, the only party that can build links with the Trump presidency, and we've already started, and they've already been reaching out to us. So thank you very much. We've got a meeting to go to.